Lesson 343. I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God.
Hi there. Have you ever sensed within you a lingering belief that to lead a more spiritual life, you must sacrifice something valuable? Perhaps it's your ease, your passions, something you love, or simply the fun and the joys that make life vibrant. What if these are all misconceptions? What if we don't need to give up anything we value to find inner peace in God's love? Let's delve into what Lesson 343 of A Course in Miracles teaches us about this sensitive topic.
I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. The end of suffering cannot be loss. The gift of everything can be but gain. You only give. You never take away. And you created me to be like you, so sacrifice becomes impossible for me as well as you. I, too, must give. And so all things are given unto me forever and forever. As I was created, I remain. Your Son can make no sacrifice, for he must be complete, having the function of completing you. I am complete because I am your Son. I cannot lose, for I can only give, and everything is mine eternally.
The mercy and the peace of God are free. Salvation has no cost. It is a gift that must be freely given and received. And it is this that we would learn today.
In other words, the lesson here is quite profound and potentially life-changing in its implications. We've been raised with the conviction that God requires sacrifice. Indeed, it's a common belief that we must sacrifice something to gain spiritual rewards. Depending on the culture we grew up in, we might think we need to renounce sin, wealth, fun, passion, or even love and happiness. We often think we need to exert vigilance in controlling our behaviors, as if modifying how we act could significantly alter our spiritual journey. Well, our actions do impact our journey, but perhaps not for the reasons we might initially believe. And as we've learned through our daily lessons, we now understand that it's actually our ego leading us to suffering, pain, loss, and all kinds of drama. So, it might seem like we're in a bit of a pickle, aren't we? If we follow our ego, we suffer. If we follow God, it seems we need to sacrifice ourselves. That's a bit disheartening. And then we realize we don't need to give up anything. As this lesson reminds us, we are on a journey that leads to the end of suffering. And the end of suffering can hardly be considered a loss. Our path leads to the gift of everything. And the gift of everything can only be seen as gain. God wants our happiness, not our sacrifice. The gifts our Father freely gives to us, we can share with others. Because we can now embrace the awareness of eternal abundance, transcending the finite world and moving beyond the realm of scarcity. We come to understand our true nature and that we have always remained as we were created.
Lessons 94, 110 and 162. I am as God created me.
We cannot make sacrifices because we are complete, and in our completeness, we fulfill our Father's creation. We can give freely, without losing anything, for everything is eternally ours. We don't need to give up anything to experience God's love and peace. This journey leads us to gain everything. God's love and peace are freely given and received. We don't need to earn them, they are already ours. We simply need to accept them. This acceptance involves recognizing that true salvation and peace come not from sacrifice, but from understanding our inherent oneness with God. We can give love and forgiveness, not as a sacrifice, but as an expression of our true nature and oneness with God. By doing so, we don't lose anything, instead, we gain everything. We attain what we have truly always craved, the remembrance of who we are and the realization of God's infinite love.
I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God.
I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God.
Isn't that amazing? Are you ready to double-check if by any chance you still hold any of these kinds of misconceptions in your mind? The ones that make you believe you need to make a sacrifice in order to gain the peace and love of God? Whenever you notice them, simply be aware, and instead of following the course of action they dictate, respond based on a more profound and truthful inspiration.
I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God.
Besides that, keep practicing morning and evening, and remember to recall today's idea every hour as usual. You're doing great! See you tomorrow for another powerful lesson. Just a quick reminder, we're currently exploring the section titled What is a Miracle? If you haven't watched the introduction to this section yet, simply click on the video link that will pop up on your screen shortly.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.